Yo, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I'm gonna make this intro quick and short because some of y'all be saying I yap too much. Like I just be talking. Anyways, today I got 10 more tips and tricks that I think will help new and experienced players out. But before that, I want to give a quick shout out to all the people that recently subscribed, to all the viewers, to all the likes, to like all the comments, like every one of you guys are golden. I appreciate the insane support, bro. I fuck with y'all. Without further ado, let's get into it. This is by far the question I get asked the most. What's the fastest way to get gold? The strategy I use to farm gold is very easy. Start off by destroying the crates that are scattered around the map, and take gold generation access cards like death and taxes. It makes it so enemies have a chance to drop gold on death. The amount of gold you gain from this augment is insane. There's also a boon buff that gives the same effect. Another way to gain more gold is to complete Belveth trials. These don't unlock until you complete this quest. I would highly recommend using this strategy in story mode before attempting harder difficulties. Augments are powerful buffs that give you the edge you need in order to complete the run. You can obtain augments by finishing a Yumi trial. These are, in my opinion, the strongest augments that aren't locked behind missions. My favorite augment combination is Ramming Runner with Gathering Speed. Take Gathering Speed first to scale your movement speed. If you're lucky and get offered Ramming Runner, take it second or third. For the third slot, I just take any other movement speed augment because at this point you're too fast for your own good. I've had a run where my AD spiked to 1500 playing as Riven. I was going so fast that my screen literally glitches out. Shit was crazy. Oh my fucking god. What is going on? Pescateering is a must-have if you're playing co-op because it's hard to dodge and weave through mobs when you're slow and weak. This augment basically gives you more effective HP as slaying mobs have a chance to drop health packs, which is immensely helpful in the early game. Even during boss fights, this augment can still provide value from the small mobs that occasionally spawn. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna pick them up. Okay, finish it. Oh my hella health packs, kid. One player with this card could increase your win rate by 90%. Card Collector is the perfect augment to take first. You gain 5% AD per access card picked up, which can stack infinitely. Not to mention, it's always a safe choice to pick because there's no downsides, and it scales well into the late game. Pick Me Up, in my opinion, is the best utility card in the game. Not only does it give a 15% XP increase to the entire team, it also makes it so the leftover XP orbs gets collected every 60 seconds. You'll never have to worry about picking up XP, so just focus on your kiting. Multiple pick-me-ups can stack, but not necessary. I already mentioned briefly in my last video about what the best stats are, but I want to go a little bit more in detail for ability haste. This stat is the bread and butter for increasing your damage output. For active abilities, it decreases the time it takes to recharge before you can cast again. But weapons, on the other hand, don't need to be casted, it automatically shoots. But each weapon still has their own cooldown timer, which means if you have higher ability haste, you get lower downtime, and lower downtime means more shots fired, resulting in more damage. But there is one thing I want to point out. Riven's ability does not scale off of ability haste, it's purely movement speed. Like, the ability haste will still work on the weapons, but Riven is the only sucker that misses out on this OP stat. Another way to get massive gold is simply by completing your objective missions. There are 2 missions that unlocked after you beat hard difficulty that reward you with a total of 30,000 gold. Defeat a total of 40 elite enemies in extreme and you're basically Bill Gates. But do know that there's currently a bug that prevents you from progressing if you're in a party but you're not the host. So either host a lobby or play solo. Also, for certain objectives like Battle Cat, Battle Chat, make sure you complete them in order. For example, if you try to do this one, it won't register because you need to finish Battle Cat 2 first. The same goes for the rest of the later objectives, so make sure you double check and read first. Now this one, I do find it kinda odd that there are a handful of you guys that don't seem to know the tab feature exists. To pull up the in-game interface, just press tab to see all the available weapons and which stats it takes to evolve them. Speaking of stats, you can hover over a champion ability to see which stats can affect it. Weapons can only be evolved by picking up an access card. Majority of the time collecting the card is correct. It gives you an instant power boost, but sometimes it's more beneficial to save the card until your weapon is close to level 5. Let's say you're 4 out of 5 on a Uwu Blaster and you're about to level up. Wait till you level up, check if there's any upgrades that can bring you up to 5 and then go for the card. This way, you're guaranteed to evolve the weapons, and don't worry, the cards won't disappear. I don't know if you would call this a tip, but I just do want to make one thing clear. If you lose, it's not because you're bad at the game. It's just that sometimes your RNG is utter garbage. Like, you could be as good as Faker, but if the rest of your team is filled with NA imports, then it's just not winnable. If I see this, I'm FFing. I don't care. Leaving on the spot, like, shit's unacceptable. But if I get all stats filled before a single weapon, it makes the first 5 minutes so much harder to play, so don't be afraid to just FF and try again. Originally, I wanted to save this tip for my champions tier list video, but I guess I'll just talk about it now. It's very simple. You basically just walk up to the area where the boss is gonna spawn and ult 20 to 30 seconds before it arrives. This way you have tentacles set up ready to tag while your ult comes back off cooldown. This only works if you have enough ability haste. This one's pretty self-explanatory. You just want to stay away from the edges of the map, because if you hug them too close, mobs will spawn on top of you. Look at this clip.
Down, no fucking. Yo, where's my house? Kill this guy.
How can I kill him? I can't.
Yo!
Yep.
So it's just allowed to spawn on me?
How the spawning system works in this game, I believe, is that they will only spawn in your general area. If you run out of the vision cone, the mobs will respawn closer to you, so try to kite in a circle. This is especially true when the bombs spawn. Let's go, you made it to the last and final tip. Well, actually, it's more of a suggestion. If you haven't subbed and liked the video, then you're cursed for the next 100 games with terrible RNG. Nah, but for real though, majority of the time, auto aim is bad. It's fine early game, but later on, you will need to aim yourself, simply for lining up abilities and focusing on which units you want to kill first, like DPSing down elites and mini bosses. Boss fighting with auto aim could also potentially lose you a lot of DPS. Well, that's about wraps it up. If you made it this far and learned a thing or two, make sure you sub up, because we're so close to 500 subscribers. And if you guys have any burning questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments and I'll try my best to help you out. Once again, I appreciate the love, and until next time, take care and peace.